BookOulet.com unboxing for you. I have not placed a big book order in quite a while, actually. I pre-order and order from Amazon here and there, or if I needed a specific book for some reason, like the last one in a trilogy that I was reading and I hadn't picked it up yet. So I'm pretty excited because, like I said, I used to kind of do this all the time, and it's just been a while, like a couple of years since I had, like a 8 to 10 book order from BookOulet or whatever, or a book depository. That shipping's kind of long with book depository, but so BookOutlet's kind of my preference. But before we start, first, I'm Jen, and this is an introverted lifestyle channel. So I have book reviews, writing tips, crafting videos, shopping hauls from Dollar Tree, TJ Maxx or Marshall's, beauty hauls, I think I said Dollar Tree already? I don't know, Dollar Tree hauls too. So if those are things that you enjoy, then I hope you'll stick around by hitting that subscribe button and give this video a like, and let's jump into this BookOulet order. So I'm pretty into YA. Right now I am reading adult fiction, and I've been trying to get more into like adult urban fantasy, magical realism kind of, I guess, historical fiction, mystery. I love YA mystery, which is another genre that I am trying to read more of, but this is kind of a variety, but I kind of was in a certain type of mood, so there's a certain vibe to the books that I ordered. So BookOulet has, if you're not familiar, their website has like bargain copies. They run different promotional things. I believe it's also free shipping over $35 US. They also have like scratch and dent copies. I don't think I picked up any scratch or dent copies. They also have books that aren't a good deal, meaning like they're not discounted. They're not a bargain copy. So they have some that are higher priced. But some of these are not new, like meaning not new in terms of like they've been out for a while, not new. So the first one I have is The Lady Rogue by Jen Bennett. And this one was making the circuit. So I was active on Bookstagram from like 2016. I kind of post a little bit now because I'm working as that University of Vermont brand ambassador, and I didn't want my feed to just be that kind of content. So I've been posting sporadically again, bookish related content, but I'm not committed as much as I was, meaning I used to be like in engagement groups and things like that, and so I'm not actively participating in the community anymore. But I remember when this one was like in book boxes and stuff. So the cover is really pretty. I think Jen Bennett also usually writes like more contemporary, if I am remembering correctly. This says, "The ring of Vlad the Impaler was itself a legend, but the man who wore it was even more so. It wasn't just a random piece of jewelry. The ring was an occult talisman forged for a militant medieval organization known as the Order of the Dragon, and it was rumored to imbue its wearer with a dark magical power. Cursed if one believed there was any grain of truth in the stories that surrounded it and its most notorious owner, Vlad the Impaler, Prince of Romania, better known as Vlad Dracula, son of the dragon." So, let's take a look here. It says, "Some legends never die. Traveling with her treasure hunting father has always been a dream for Theodora. She's read every book in his library, wields an impressive knowledge of the world's most sought after relics, and has all the ambition in the world. What she doesn't have is her father's permission. That honor goes to her father's 18-year-old protege. And once upon a time, love of Theodora's life, Huck Gallagher, while she's left to sit alone in a hotel in Istanbul. Until Huck arrives from an expedition without her father and enlists Theodora's help in rescuing him. Armed with her father's travel journal, the reluctant duo learns that her father had been digging up information on a legendary magical ring that once belonged to Vlad the Impaler, aka the real-life Dracula, and that it just might be the key to finding him. Journeying into Romania, Theodora and Huck embark on a thrilling adventure through Gothic villages and dark castles in the misty Carpathian Mountains to recover the notorious ring. But they aren't the only ones searching. A secretive and dangerous occult society with a powerful link to Vlad Dracula himself wants it too, and they'll go to any lengths, including murder, to possess it." So kind of dark, a little bit of mystery, a little bit of history in there. Yeah, that's what I thought. So Jen Bennett does usually write contemporary. I have Serious Moonlight, I think, and I've like flipped through it, but that kind of contemporary where there might be like some darker, more serious themes aren't really my jam. I do like a little bit of lighthearted contemporary, like well met and well played. I can't remember, all I can remember is that the author's last name is DeLuca. I enjoy those kinds of contemporary books, but so I thought this one sounded really cool. This retails for $18.99 in the US, and let me see, I don't know, it's probably at the bottom. I want to see if I have like the shipping. Okay, well they didn't give me a shipping receipt, but I think most of these books, like I think the most expensive one was probably $7. So let's see, I'm gonna stick with the YA ones first, and then I might jump around after that. Okay, so this is another book that is kind of in this same like vibe that I was talking about. This is, actually let's go backwards. This is Forest of a Thousand Lanterns by Julie C. Dow, I'm just guessing that's how you say her name. But this book also made the circuit in terms of book boxes and things like that. And you can see like this one has some marks on it. So it's not perfect. They also put a mark here as well, which is not super annoying. This says, destined for greatness, creatures, bound for ruin, Zi Feng, I really don't know how to say that, so sorry, is beautiful. The cards foretell her fate. She is meant to be empress of all Feng Lu, but only if she embraces the darkness buried deep within her soul. Down one path lies obscurity, the other leads to glory, yet not without great sacrifice. A lover spurned, cruel magic exploited, one question, one choice, reigns above all others. Is the price of the throne too high? So this is actually a retelling, but I can't remember of what fairy tale. I think it might tell us in this other description. 18-year-old Xifeng, Xifeng, I'm actually not sure how to pronounce it, is beautiful. The stars say she's destined for greatness, but she is meant to be empress of Feng Lu, but only if she embraces the darkness within her. Growing up as a peasant in a forgotten village on the edge of the map, Xifeng longs to fulfill the destiny promised to her by her cruel aunt, the witch Guma, who has read the cards and seen glimmers of Xifeng's majestic future. But is the price of the throne too high? Because in order to achieve greatness, she must spurn the young man who loves her and exploit the callous magic that runs through her veins. Sorcery fueled by eating the hearts of the recently killed. For the god who has sent her on this journey will not be satisfied until his power is absolute. Set in an East Asian-inspired fantasy world filled with both breathtaking pain and beauty, Julie C. Dow's reimagining of the evil queen legend from Snow White possesses all the hallmarks of a masterful fantasy, dazzling magic, heartbreaking romance, and a world that hangs in the balance. Fans of The Wrath and the Dawn, which I own but haven't read, Stealing Snow, which I also own but haven't read, and Red Queen will devour this stunning debut. Julie C. Dow is a Vietnamese American, and this is, I think, her first book, but this was published in 2017, and this is one of her more recent books. So, like I said, kind of following that same vibe. This cover is irresistible though. I have a dragonfly tattoo and they just have a certain symbology for me. So that was kind of exciting. Let's see. Will love break the spell? After cruelly rejecting Bao, the poor physician's assistant who loves her, Lan, a wealthy nobleman's daughter, regrets her action. So when she finds Bao's prized flute floating in his boat near her house, she takes it into her care. Not knowing that his soul has been trapped inside it by an evil witch who cursed Bao, telling him that only love will set him free. Though Bao now despises her, Lan vows to make amends and help break the spell. Together the two travel across the continent, finding themselves in the presence of greatness, in the forms of the Great Forest, Empress, Jade, and Commander Wei. They journey with Wei, getting tangled in the webs of war, blood magic, and romance along the way. Will Lan and Bao begin to break the spell that's been placed upon them, or will they be doomed to live out their lives with black magic running through their veins? In this fantastical tale of darkness and love, some magical bonds are stronger than blood. So I thought that was kind of, like I said, I was in a certain mood. There's a certain vibe to the books that I decided to get here. So these are both Julie Dow. Let's see. Wow, this one's a big book. I didn't realize it was so large when I picked it up. I totally picked it up. Mainly the cover drew me in. first and foremost, A Peculiar Peril. Warning, this book is not normal. Charlemagne appears as a giant moth. Napoleon is just a head. William the Conqueror is an eel. Some of the vegetables you will meet can talk. Marmots are not the usual size. There's a land bridge between England and Europe. Gosh, I wish there was a land bridge between England and Europe. In alt-earth called Aurora. Guns shoot bears. That's right, they shoot out bears. Rapid chipmunks fall from the sky, and there are 3 magical doors, but no one knows what the doors really do, or where the third door goes. Heck, all Jonathan Lambshead knows is that he must help find a golden sphere before Aleister Crowley can. But nobody tells him the sphere is intelligent and a psychopath to boot. If you proceed, you must repeat the following. I have been warned, and the risk is mine. Long live Squishy. Who is Squishy? You'll just have to read to find out. It says really small down there. That's funny. I, first of all, totally getting Alice in Wonderland vibes, which is super fun because that's my favorite childhood book. Let's read a little bit more. And there's cute little like illustrations in here. Okay. In this strange, wonder-filled epic, Jonathan Lambshead stands to inherit his deceased grandfather's overstuffed mansion, a veritable cabinet of curiosities. Once he and 2 schoolmates catalog its contents, but the 3 soon discover that the house is filled with far more than just oddities. It holds clues linking to an alt-earth called Aurora, where the notorious English occultist Aleister Crowley has seized power on a magic-fueled rampage across a through-the-looking-glass version of Europe, replete with talking animals and vegetables. Swept into encounters with unpredictable allies and murderous enemies, Jonathan pieces together his destiny as a member of a secret society devoted to keeping his world separate from Aurora. But as objectives change and allegiances shift with every step, he and his friends sink ever deeper into a deadly pursuit of a profound evil that is also chasing after them in this head-spinning fantasy from the Nebula Award-winning author. So, yeah, I didn't realize how large this book is, but it sounds really fun and super immersive, which is something I really thoroughly enjoy. I also love a standalone, which I think this is a standalone, maybe it's not. But I was definitely drawn to the cover of this one as well. Alright, another book I picked up is The Wise and the Wicked, which is this is by Rebecca Podos, Lambda Literary Award-winning author. This is another one that the cover grabbed me. Praise for the Wise and the Wicked. Okay, I'm not gonna read you the praise, sorry. I was thinking it was like a blurb or a description. She is a winner of the Lambda Literary Award for LGBTQ children's young adult book, The Mystery of Hollow Places. She's also the author of Like Water. Okay. I don't remember. I can't tell which book won. Maybe Like Water won the award. Ruby Chernowski has been told the story since she was a child. The women in her family, once possessed of great magical abilities to remake lives and stave off death itself, were forced to flee their Russian home for America in order to escape the fearful men who sought to destroy them. Such as it has always been, Ruby's been told for powerful women. Today these stories seem no more real to Ruby than folktales, except for the smallest bit of power left in their blood. When each of them comes of age, she will have a vision of who she will be when she dies. As destiny is a destiny as inescapable as it is inevitable. Ruby's no exception, and neither is her mother. Although she ran from her fate years ago, abandoning Ruby and her sisters, it's a fool's errand because they all know the truth. There's no escaping one's time. Until Ruby's great-aunt Polina passes away, and for the first time, a Chernowski's death does not match her vision. Suddenly, things Ruby never thought she'd be allowed to hope for, life, love, time, seem possible. But as she and her cousin Cece begin to dig into the family's history to find out whether they too can change their fates, they learn that nothing comes without a cost, especially not hope. Rebecca Podos, Lambda Literary Award-winning author of Like Water, returns with a lush, dark, and unforgettable story of the power of the past to shape our futures and the courage it takes to change them. So yeah, kind of witchy. The back is super fun too. Russian folklore, witches, these are all not necessarily Russian specific folklore, but just folklore in general, regardless of what country it's from, are all things that I tend to gravitate towards. This next book is also kind of like steampunk historical fiction. So in another video I did a Dollar Tree haul and I had some books in there, and I had found books 2 and 3 of this series, but this is book 1. So this is Something Strange and Deadly, and it was very important to me that I get the cover like the right cover because there were different versions. And so the other two are paperback, and I did get the correct cover here. This is by Susan Dennard, who wrote Sight Witch, Truth Witch, I'm not sure what the third one's called, Wind Witch maybe. The dead are on her heels, her life is on the line, and time is running out. After her father dies and her brother goes missing, Eleanor Fitt is left to deal with her family's declining financial state. With her controlling mother trying to marry her off, 16-year-old Eleanor doesn't think life could get more complicated, but then the dead start walking. Desperate to solve the mystery of her brother's disappearances, Eleanor ventures into the private lab of the elusive spirit hunters who protect the city from supernatural forces. Always a social misfit, Eleanor finally feels at home among the intelligent Joseph, feisty Jai, and extremely stubborn yet handsome Daniel. But the more time she spends with them, the more dangerous her life becomes. So this is something strange and deadly. And like I said, I found the other two books at the Dollar Tree. So I don't know how much this one is. Let's like say $7. So I spent $9 for 3 paperback books. That's 3 books a piece. Even then, it's still a good deal. I guess I could have tried really hard to see if I could find this one at Dollar Tree too, but I'm just not that dedicated, if I'm being honest. Now, the last 2 books are more into the metaphysical and spiritual, which is another interest that I have. So this book is 37 Seconds, Dying Revealed, Heaven's Help by Stephanie Arnold with Sari Pardor. And this says, the day my son was born, I died. I had premonitions it was going to happen, but no one believed me. Even more unbelievable is what I would see when I flatlined for 37 seconds. This one looks, it's not really that rough. It does have that this mark on it, and it's thin. But it was way cheaper on BookOulet. Like, you can find this book on Amazon. You can find any of these on Amazon. But this was a much better deal, and this will be probably a really quick read. It's also really large font, but I just enjoy reading spiritual books and books about metaphysics and books about astrophysics and books just about things that are beyond our realm of explanation. It's just something I enjoy. I'm a very spiritual person. So in that vein, I also have Good Grief by Teresa Caputo, Heal Your Soul, Honor Your Loved Ones, and Learn to Live Again. I do have her very first, I think it's her first book. I think I've read, I don't know if this is her second or third. Now she has several, but I do have a hardback book that I read by her several years ago. The style is super easy to read. I very much enjoy watching her show, even though I haven't watched it in a long time. If you don't know who Teresa Caputo is, that's Long Island Medium. And I find her show, like, very humorous, meaning, like, her sense of humor and her approach. And I always find it fascinating. So I do enjoy her book. Or not her book, but, like, just her. I guess I will probably enjoy her book as well. I have another book that my parents got me that I asked for, that is from Monica the Medium, and it's like another Messages from Heaven book. That one's actually way longer. This isn't very long. Her hardback book of, I can't remember what it's called. It's over there. That's why I keep looking over there. I think it's called, but it's like the back is facing me because it's on a cart. I think it's called, like, It Doesn't Get Better Than This or something like that. But I can't really remember. Does it tell me anywhere? Because that would be nice. Oh, there's more to life than this. And then You Can't Make This Stuff Up. And I feel like I've read both of them, but now I'm going to have to double. And then she has another one that is, maybe I'm thinking of You Can't Make This Stuff Up. But anyway, so this one I think has a little bit more to do with, like, the healing process. So I think that's valuable as well. So I'm looking forward to reading this. So like I said, the majority of the books that I purchased had, like, a certain vibe from them. This is not a sponsored video in any way whatsoever. BookOulet is a great place to shop for discounted books. Sometimes you can't find what you want, but it's always worth taking a look to see. You do have to spend $35 to get free shipping in the US. So check them out. If you're a book lover, or if you're looking to complete a series, or if you're looking for books that, you know, maybe aren't new anymore in terms of time and release, then you may want to give BookOulet.com a try. So that's all I have for you in this video. It was very fun sharing these books with you. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you'll stay around and subscribe. And until next time, bye!